thesis writing. I have many projects, but you will have only one project. Now, in this project, this edit button, and in the edit button, you can click on this and you can add an applet. An applet simply means a small application that does a particular job. So for instance, you can add any one of these applets, and by doing so, you would have this kind of icons coming in here. So you can add many applets. Each applet has a particular function. So this applet looks at the candidate information. This one, the next one over here looks at fact finding, how to create your thesis title and so on. Now, once you created the outline you require, you can create your own outline. What are the applets you want, and you can ignore the applets you don't want. For instance, first thing is the candidate will, you can click on this page and you can put in your details. What are your details? So for instance, you must observe very carefully. So it opens the applet and this is the new menu. So this is the introduction page when you started this and so on. So some of these dates may be older because that's how long I have been using this. Then I click on candidate info. So in the candidate info, you can put your picture, your name, and your registration, your address, and so on, because these are details that will be used later on in the thesis. Okay, that is for the candidate information. Then we have fact finding. For masters or for PhD, you want to know what is the best area of research for you. So you can, here I have a few examples. So let's say like I want to consider a topic of research is green tea and its health benefits for girls. So we can edit this, and what it's trying to do is it's asking you for some resources where you get the ideas and what are the topic, modifier, issue and scope that you're interested in. For example here, drinking green tea improves body weights in adolescent girls. And it's just a starting point. So we can look at what are the current issues, what are the problem background. It's for you to think about before you get to a select topic. So you can give some consideration and you can have more than one topic that you are considering. So for example here, this is an industrial case. Six Sigma minimizes blood bag wastage in Mawa Maternity Hospital. So you just want to consider, is this a good title for me? So once you go through and do some fact finding, basically you're looking at the topics. And then you come back to the thesis writing. And in the thesis title, you can see that the same contents comes here, and then it automatically creates a mind map of all the related topics, issues, and scopes from the 4 topics that you considered. Okay? Now, then you can look at each topic. Which one is most suitable for me? Which one is interesting? Which one is researchable? What is my ability to do it? What is the duration I will take to do it? And so on. So from here we see that the software is choosing women managers. Likewise, it chooses from the issue and from the scope, and then you make a final selection which topic is best for you. You can simply just click on the radio box and that's it. So once you've done that, it pulls in all the topic, issue and scope, and then you can edit it to create your thesis title. Again, this is not a training session, just an awareness. And so what we'll do is we can go and edit the topic. For example, here we are simply using drop-down boxes to maximize satisfaction and evaluation of Six Sigma by Mawa Maternity. So when you have selected this, then you see that title comes in. Now the title is important because AsterWrite works on the basis of keywords like maximize, satisfaction, and then you're doing an evaluation of Six Sigma, and the scope is in Mawa maternity. So these keywords are tracked by AsterWrite, and AsterWrite will then continue to help you, guide you on these areas. So now you have selected the title, then you can go into the thesis statement. You can create a thesis statement by typing out a sentence, a suitable sentence, but you cannot change the keywords because the keywords are already taken from the previous step. So here you can have, for instance, an implementation of an organization-wide Six Sigma. The topic you cannot change. In-house quality program can significantly increase satisfaction. You cannot change because it comes from the previous step in Mawa maternity. So this is a thesis statement that you are claiming an implementation of this can significantly increase satisfaction. So once you have the statement, you can then go on to general aims. Most people cannot follow this structure. So here we have the general aims. It helps you to create the general aims, and you can have a number of objectives. So objective 1, to investigate the impact of Six Sigma, to determine if Six Sigma implementation increases the productivity of Mawa maternity, and so on. You can have a number of objectives. Now, once you have done this, notice that these objectives later on, AsterWrite will keep tracking this. Now, then we go on to thesis writing, and here is a very important step. Again, I will run through very quickly because you can always come back to me. We can set up a Zoom meeting, and I can give you one-to-one instruction. For now, it's just an awareness. So let's look at the reference. Again, reference is an applet. It's another applet. So what this applet does is, it allows you to create a search string. And what does a search string do? For instance, you can go to the edit mode, and you can key in words like, my topic of investigation is COVID-19 pandemic. The issue is employment. I want something on employment, family income, and the scope is foreign workers. So this Boolean method is already built in. So once you have done this and you close, and when you click on this icon here is Google Scholar, this icon here is Microsoft Academic. So what you can do is, when you click on this, straight away it goes and finds all the articles with that request. The request is from you, what you want, and so on. Now, you can look at this and you see that there is too much, 3,240. So you close this, you come back, and you can modify the search. So what you do now is you can add, like for example, the scope must be Malaysia, Bangladesh, and I want it specifically from ResearchGate because ResearchGate gives me free PDF. Many don't give you free. You can only see the abstract. So by doing this, and when I close, and when I click on Google Scholar, you see straight away how many results can you see now? Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
From 3,000, it cut down to 25. Very relevant. So this is the power of AsterWrite. The Boolean algebra is already built in. You don't have to find hundreds. Because if you find hundreds, you have to open and read and open and read, and is it relevant for you? Wasting time. But this is a Boolean method which people are charging thousands of dollars just for the training, just for the software. But this is built in AsterWrite. Okay, anyone can use this. So now of course, you can then just simply click on this and download the file. Can you see? You can just click on this and download the file. So, and not only that, as you keep refining your search, you can simply copy this search and duplicate it. So let's say you duplicate this. You see, number 8 came in here. And then you can go and make your changes and you can save your changes. So this way you can see gradually you zoom in, zoom in, zoom in until you get the papers that you want. Okay, so let me close that, and I don't want too many here, so I delete off. Very simple. See, it doesn't take very long to learn how to use AsterWrite. So the bin is delete. Are you sure? Okay, so you delete that. And you also have other ways of searching. So for example, you like to search a particular site. You can look for the site. Let's say you want to look for journal finder. So you click journal finder, and AsterWrite already suggests to you many sites which give you journal finder. So for example, Eden's journal select, and if you click add, it will add it to the bottom here. So you can save all these important sites, and if you want to look at this Eden's journal select, you simply search, click on search, and it goes there. Okay, so you have a very powerful way of searching. There you are. Of course, some of them require you to log in and all that. That is beyond AsterWrite. But we have a systematic way of searching for articles. Okay. Now, then you have the select sources. Many documents, they want you to tell your supervisor how many articles did you search, how many of them are suitable, how many was rejected, how many you added, how many you deleted, and so on. So this method is very important, especially for the Prisma approach, but it's so easy for us to do because you simply create those that you can add. Those that are added means you select plus here. Okay, you see, you add, so you add plus, then you put any text you want, and if you put plus, it will add. So 150, it adds the 170, it will add the 50, and you get 220. But all that can be seen here. Okay, so this is the finally your list is having 130 references for you. Now, once you have found the reference, you can save the reference to your hard disk. Okay, you save it to your hard disk, and then you click on, if you want to see the file, you can click on this PDF function, and it will open up your PDF file. Now, with the first time that you want to upload the file to your AsterWrite, you simply have to click that, and you will see these orange buttons. Click on the orange button, and if you click on edit, it allows you to add, is it a book or is it an article? You can edit the author names, the year of publication, the title, the city. All these are standard information. Now and then you can upload the document in the document. Now since it's already got a document, so it allows only to remove or download if you want. And you can also save links to that particular document if you have. So you can upload the link here. So when we close, and if you want to, so you can add book sections, journal articles, reports, thesis, online video, performances, interviews, all these can be added. And the syntax for referencing them are already built in AsterWrite. You don't have to worry. Just give the information and it will put the correct syntax. Also, you can choose to have APA or Chicago or MLA or Turabian, etc. You can choose any one of the reference styles. Okay, so now let's close this, and you should be able to see anything empty means you did not upload the PDF file. Okay, you haven't uploaded the PDF file, and if you want to see the file itself, simply click on that. Beautiful. You don't need to search. You don't need to keep somewhere. It's all soft copy and it is all in AsterWrite. So here's a sample, and there we are. So you can load it as many times as you want. It doesn't matter at all. So we have all this information. So then once you have keyed all of this, automatically it generates the reference, the list, your bibliography list. It automatically creates the list here. How easy? And these are the citation methods available, whether the citation is in the middle of the text or at the end of the text. Okay, so this is how AsterWrite manages the reference, all built in. You don't need to go and look for another software. Okay, and you don't need to file it here, keep it there, worry about taking it with you in the university, at home, etc. Okay, now next thing is we come to literature review. In the literature review, again, it's a bit of a number of things are involved in explaining this. So I'll just go very quickly through that. And you can see here a mind map. Now this mind map is generated as you conduct your literature review. A keyword that you find, if the first time you find the word Six Sigma, blood bag wastage, hospital. So these are coming from your thesis statement. Those keywords are coming from there, and you build. As you build new keywords, you add the keywords by clicking the green icon here. So when you click on this, and it tells you information about that particular excerpt. Now, what is an excerpt? Here we have the excerpts collection. The excerpts collection means that you, first of all, you have many references in your copy of AsterWrite. So when you click on that one particular reference and you click on the plus sign, you will automatically upload this document and you can read the document. For instance, you can read this document here. It automatically pulls up your document and it shows to you that you can select an excerpt. Let's say, for example, you read through and you found that that something here was interesting. So let's say, for example, okay, major part of the analysis concern something to do with demography. So you can copy this text into here. You copy it here, and then you put your own remarks. Okay, you put your remarks here now, and then you can click that. Okay, this remark is talking about design experiments, process variation, and yield loss. Now, where does this list on my left come from? It comes from the automatically. It comes from the mind map. Okay, so what we have now is all these keywords. For example, the word initiative, because during the excerpts collection, you look at this document and it has a keyword. Then you go and open another document and you highlight something, let's say this one here, and you also say that this keyword is related to cycle time and storage procedure and so on. So later on, the mind map knows, it collects back. In retrospect, it collects all the information. What are all the references that talk about that keyword? Normally, this is not something you can do easily. Impossible. Very, very difficult to do this. But in AsterWrite, even though you go to each document and highlight the keyword, later on when you highlight the keyword, AsterWrite finds all the documents for you. So once we are able to do that, we can then look at the excerpt details. What in this document, these are all the excerpts that we got from this document. The second document, Macroson, we have 3 excerpts. This one has 4 excerpts. And we can also look at it another way around. Okay. Okay. One moment. Okay, so this is your excerpts collection, the excerpts detail, and here we have those keywords that we selected. That means all these are being used in your literature review. Then we come to the editor. Now the editor follows the outline of the mind map, and the beauty here is that if you click on something like statistical techniques, and let me see here, let's edit this. Okay, when you click on statistical techniques, it automatically brings up these show excerpts. And who are all those references that talk about statistical techniques? Normally, there is no way for you to know. You have to go and search one by one. But in AsterWrite, it tells me that Lancaster and Simony, this is the excerpt they have about statistical techniques. This is your remarks which you put together with the excerpts collection. And then Conic Verber, this is the excerpt, this is your comment. Again, Lancaster has another excerpt, and this is your comment. And the beauty here is, suppose you already have these items, what I would suggest is, okay, you can go to the accessories section and you see this paraphrase here. So let's click on paraphrase, and it opens this paraphrase editor. Okay, let's go back to statistical techniques, and we were here, and I go to the edit, and here we are. So we are back here. Now the beauty about AsterWrite is it works together with the paraphrase. This one is the free version. So what you can do is, let's say you copy this to text. Okay, I copy, Control C, I go to paraphrase, and I paste it here. So obviously this paraphrasing, it's taking the excerpt and my remarks and it's putting here. The two are mixed together. And now I go into paraphrase. So again, there are many aspects here. You can keep trying it several times. You can use the premium version. But suppose I like this paraphrased version, I simply copy here. And I go back to here, and I can, you see, I can go to AsterWrite, and I go down here, and in fact it is given the same text here. So let's say I paste it here. Okay, I paste it here and I can save it. Now since it's identical, I'm using the same example. So let's say I paste it here and I save, and when I close, you see, it came here. Now, if this is not enough, you can go back to the editor and you edit. And you can do the same thing for the second set of sentence. So by doing this, I copy, I go to paraphrase, I paraphrase it, I come back and I add my second line. So this way, because you added the excerpt and the remarks and then paraphrase it, the chances of plagiarism is very, very small. Okay, so here we are. Copy. You see, it's making all the spell check and everything. So that's very good. Now I paraphrase it. I copy the text. I go back to here, go back to AsterWrite, and I paste the next sentence. Or I can even join it. And if I want to put the reference for this, there you are. We have the citation. So we can add the reference as well. Now the detail of it, we can do it much later. And we simply save this, and you see that it has given us a almost, I can say, plagiarism free. Okay, so this is how we go about writing this. And Accessories actually helps you to do voice typing as well. You can go to voice typing. It is easy to write text using voice typing. Can you see? Okay, I will stop this. Okay, now you can then take this sentence and copy to AsterWrite. Equally, so this is for your voice typing. And you can also use the translator. And in the translator, suppose I choose camel and I say that நான் thesis எழுதுகிறேன். Look at that, man. You can actually talk in your language as long as Google supports it. Okay, let's try Chinese. Not very great in Chinese, but I just know simple things. 你好吗? Can you believe that? You can do it in your own language, and you can then take this text and integrate it into your editor. All right. So this way, who is bothered about plagiarism? You can say something in your language. What's the chances that this will be exactly found in somewhere on the internet? No way. So by integrating all these methods, AsterWrite gives you a very, very powerful feature, and that is you can write the text without having to worry about plagiarism. I think that alone is a big contribution to you. Okay, now let's come back to the editor. So if you do part by part, and later in the detail mode, look how clearly and how beautifully AsterWrite brings out this thesis. Of course, the second part is not done. I've just done some sample here. And look at this. Imran, are you still there? Imran?
Yes, I'm with you, sir. I'm with you.
Okay.
You keep impressing me by your skills of writing a thesis using AsterWrite, sir.
Very powerful.
I have no words.
Forget about plagiarism.
I have no words, sir. I am totally speechless, sir. I have no words, sir.
Now
you are great.
Now I make you even more speechless. Okay. This was written by using AsterWrite, all the help features. Okay. Every help feature is there. In fact, you can even do it in the mind map stage, whereby you do part by part, small part by part. You go to the mind map, and you can, let's say you want to do something on the initiative, you can actually go to the text portion. It is also available here. Same thing. Okay, it is exactly the same technique that is available here. There you are. It's the same thing. So you can build part by part. And when you have done all these together, then in the editor, when we look at it, it is so easy. And suppose your supervisor says, you must put design of experiments before the statistical techniques, simply go to the mind map and you can drag this above the statistical technique. Just put it above. It will automatically change everything. Now, let me come back to the editor. So here we are in the editor. You have constructed this with the AsterWrite. Now, I want to show you these reports. Okay, look at the reports. Here you have you can print any of these tab, but I want to show you the details tab. Now look, I click on preview. It takes a few minutes, few seconds I should say, depending on the speed. It's generating. All right. Now let's look at this. Enable editing. So this is your file. Okay, just part of the file. Now, what is so great about this file is that this is a dynamic Word file. How do we know it's a dynamic Word file? You go to review and you go to the navigation pane. So you can see that it is not just a dump of text. It is a dynamic file because when I click on anything such as project review, it goes, you see the cursor blinking at here. And if I go to yield loss, there's yield loss here. So if I go to statistical techniques, it goes to statistical techniques. It's a dynamic file. And all these styles you can change according to here. You can very easily, you change here, all the whole document will change. Now, not only that, suppose somewhere here, okay, somewhere here, let's say I enter, now go to here and I go to references and table of contents and I choose any table of contents. Look at that. It's done. It's done the table of contents. Don't worry about this background. The background I usually put it so that we know that where is this? I think it's in the display. Proving the advanced. Don't show, never show. Okay. Could you have done that so quickly? It not only it does all those jobs, it does the TOC as well. It does the table of contents. Okay. So, and you don't have to worry about this because you can always generate it. So I don't need to save it. It's there in the file. Okay. So that is for your details. Now over and above that, it also shows you the conceptual map. Where did this Six Sigma, what are the topics you discuss? So it's initiative, breakthrough, and improvement. Within improvement, what do you discuss? Yield loss, social environment, cycle time, and commitment. These are all, this is how your thesis is structured. Your literature review is structured like this. And one more point, let's look at the literature map. And, okay, where did you get the idea for initiative? You got it from Connick and Amidomi. And where did this initiative, you got the idea for statistical techniques and designed experiments. Statistical techniques came from Connick and Weber, Lancaster and Simoni. Design of experiments, you got it from Lancaster and Simoni and Gabriel and Sally Juanita. How fantastic is this?
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That is only literature review. That's only literature review. If you are doing qualitative analysis, the same concept is applied and you can manage your respondents, your excerpts collection, you can do the code map, okay, how you generalize the concept. There are other software on the market, but they are not as convenient as this. They just give you a report, but not like AsterWrite. In AsterWrite, you can even get the code map. Okay, how many items do I have in family, environment, and all those kind of things, and even the breakdown. And you can also have the in the code co-occurrence, how many of them co-occur with each other. This is for those who are doing a qualitative analysis. Okay, and when you click on it, you can look at the breakdown. You can look at the demography. Okay, 5 co-occurrence. So these are all the excerpts. Even we just click and you know where did these excerpts come from. Came from here. If you click this, it takes you back to the excerpts if you want to modify it. And you can use the same concept to write your content with the paraphrase toolbar. Okay, you can use the paraphrase, and you can also look at this by marital status. This is by married and divorced. Yeah, who the breakdown. Okay, education. Okay, it takes a while to calculate. Yeah, so you see there are only 2 types of people have input. There's the degree and the masters and so on. So you can use this for literature, for what you call qualitative analysis. Now let's come back. So you have your reference and you have your literature review, and then let me go through the research question. You can build your research questions. Okay, again, it is based on the research question here. You see, for example, since this is not a training, I just want to give you an awareness. You can create a research question like this. Okay. This research question is answering the general objective. You remember you have 3 general objectives. So you are answering the first objective. And now this is the research question. And when you synthesize the research question, the modifier, it says less than. So AsterWrite knows what type of test you want to do. You are saying less than. So it must be a particular type of hypothesis. So then you can go to the test selection. You select the test that you want. Again, it's all built in. Right now, you don't go into the detail. Then it tells you what is the test design that you are basically using. And look at this. What is the test method for comparison of means? So this is the statistical theory. It's automatically. Okay, so here we have the statistical method, and it automatically will pull up the correct method. You are doing correlation, it will do correlation here. No need for you to search. And it helps you to synthesize your hypothesis, because you say must be lesser than. Okay, cycle time lesser than. So it knows which is the X variable and which is the Y variable and which one is the scope. And it can give you the syntax for creating your hypothesis. So it automatically creates this sentence. The mean of poor preservation is greater than or equal to, because you want to test less than. So the HO must be greater than or equal to. Then HA is the mean of poor preservation is lesser than. You can go in and edit it to improve the linguistic part of the hypothesis question. And also you can write your research aims. You can edit the research aims, the research objectives, and even better, you can choose for this particular test what is the sampling plan you need. How many types of sampling plan you know? Okay, let's look at this. Probability sampling, you have random sampling, systematic, strata, cluster. So suppose you want cluster. What is cluster? So you can read about the cluster here and how to implement the cluster. If you have non-probability sampling, so what are the non-probabilities? So maybe it's a quota system, and how to select the quota system. So all this information is already there. So let me just cancel that. And during the research question phase, during the research question, it knows what is the test applet you need. And when you click on the test applet, it goes to the test applet, and you simply have to put in the data. So this data is a one sample t-test, So you can import your data from Excel file. So once you import the data, or you can directly type it in. You can directly type by going to the edit mode. You can type. You can insert here and put your data. So when you are done, all you have to do is come back and click on one t-test, and your result is there. Okay, so that's the way that AsterWrite does this. And lastly, from the research question, you can see that we can do many types of research questions. We can do correlation, regression. We can also do others which are related to, better to see here. Yeah, so you can do multivariate. These are all multivariate, and this one is qualitative analysis. So you can handle all of these, and when you have done these are all the tests. When you have successfully conducted all these tests, you can go to the research findings. You can go to the research findings, and here is the research finding. It collects all the research findings. It's doing quite a bit of analysis, and it is able to tell you, okay, for test number 1, this is your research question, this is your HO, your HA, the statistical decision, and the conclusion. So the conclusion is there is enough statistical evidence that the true mean is less than 21.5, and so on. And for qualitative analysis, there is the statement, research question is, there is a relationship between commitment and the influence of poor preservation in Ampang Medical. This is the HO, and this is the HA. Although strictly speaking, they are not the true HO, HA, but we just want to prove or disprove the idea. So we can just say that it is successful, and the test was successful. And the conclusion is management perception of quality matches the expectations of the employee in the production floor. So this is the findings. So once you have the findings, you can then go to the conclusion. So here is the conclusion. And the conclusion again is able to show you that all these were successfully completed. So for instance, A, to demonstrate that a cycle time program can reduce poor preservation in the MOPD of Mawa maternity, and the result is enough statistical evidence. So likewise, it does it for all of them, and these clips, these excerpts can be used in your description in the abstract and so on. So when you're successful, we will give you a trophy. Okay, so back to here. Okay, so that is how it does this. And finally, I would like to show you the publication. For those of you who have to compulsory, you have to write the paper publication, we have a very beautiful applet which helps you to manage the document. You write the document using the AsterWrite, and then it allows you to check for plagiarism. You can upload the document details, and then you can select the publisher. There are many ways to select the publisher, and you can either you select the publisher directly, or you can use the journal select. From the journal select, you can put in all the information, and then you can submit to these different publishers. Sometimes the first publisher might reject, then your best, what is your next best publisher? So you can make a list, and you can see, is your article suitable for Q1 journal or Q2 journal? So you can identify those publishers' journals with the correct site score, SJR, SNIT, journal impact factor, and so on, for you to consider before you submit. And you can also do your fraud check. Make sure you do your fraud check. And then you can submit the abstract and submit the full paper, and you can manage all the document revisions until the moment that you can match the guidelines and up to the point that your paper is accepted. So in this way, not only AsterWrite gives you the method to write the paper, but you can also publish the paper. We give you all the help that you need. Anything beyond the scope of the software, I can guide you as well. So this is the key point of AsterWrite. Some interesting features like nursery, how to write something new. Also, we have the nursery, we have the phrase book. You're stuck, you don't know how to write something, we have the phrase book. So all these will come in very handy for you. Manage all the separate documents, and you can have a plagiarism check. You can choose you can upload the document details, select the publisher, even you can collect all the information about the journal. Is it a Q1 publisher? What is their JIF, Journal Impact Factor? Who is the publisher? Is it Elsevier or Growing Science, Web of Science, whatever? You can locate them here and keep these to help you to publish. You can check your fraud check, and also you can submit through the online method, all of which I give you the specialized help individually, because every person to a certain extent the common part will be done by the software, but specific cases I can help you to unto the point of publishing the paper. Okay, see this site. Okay, you should get the link. All right, this link, this is even better because you can study the site first. Download the thesis writing ebook. Okay, and you have paper publication also got. There is an ebook you can download. Okay, you can download these, and you can see what are the star points, what are the benefits. What is a sample dossier, how you write the thesis. This one just now I explained to you. You see in your download, and you see from your phone. Use your phone. It's very nice. And you can also see other aspects like like advanced research. What are available in AsterWrite? What are the things that you can do in AsterWrite? Grounded theory, for example. Yeah, you see, it shows you very nicely how you can do the grounded theory. Okay. So have a look at this site which I just put it there. Where is this? Where am I here? Okay, I given it to you in the share. Okay, so if you click on it, it will go there. But take note of it. Okay, thank you very much then. Yeah, so I will stop the share now.
For more information, see our other videos on research and thesis writing following your interests. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.